Hello and welcome to Bite Size Security. My name is Jimmy, and today I'm going to be bringing you another technical video. And before I begin, here's a quick disclaimer. I'll be posting various videos over the coming weeks, some technical, some not technical. Most will be technical. Now, the reason for that is that I am still on a personal journey preparing for the Offensive Security Certified Professional certification. I know that's a mouthful, but essentially it's a penetration testing / hacking certification, and it's very hard. And I didn't pass the first time. And so now what I'm doing is I'm continuing to practice. So that comes with a lot of rigorous time spent doing hacking on vulnerable machines, and that is what I'm going to be doing. With that out the way, today I'm looking at the machine called Jeeves, and I've already launched it. I've already turned on the VPN, and so let's get into it. Anyway, so I've created a folder called Jeeves, and I've also created the usual 4 folders: enumeration, exploit, loot, and Privesk. And so now let's go into the enum folder, and inside of here I've already got the Rust scan. Now I'll also run sudo auto recon -- beerbuster tool gobuster, and then on the IP that we've assigned. Now that's running, I'll look at the output for Rust scan, because sometimes these scans take a bit of time, but Rust scan is usually quite fast, so I don't know why I ran it already, but here is the output. Now, on Rust scan, as I've noted last time, it doesn't always show everything, but I still like to have it in my workflow because sometimes it shows all of the ports. Most times it shows all of the ports and there's no mistake. But here it's the second time that it doesn't show more ports. I doubt that there's only port 80 and 1235. Maybe I'll have to change something about the command, but that's for another time. Another quick thing, what you'll notice is that my methodology over the coming weeks will have changed and evolved, and that is because I'm learning and I'm becoming better at things. So that is why those of you that are still here following the technical part will notice my methodology changing. With that being said, let's look at the initial output of auto recon. So that is running. Everything is taking quite a bit of time. Okay, there you go. Now it's populating. Perfect. So let's copy this output and put it into a quick scan here. Paste it there. And then this I can close. I tried putting Jeeves into my host file, but I don't think Auto Recon likes that very much. So I'll just take that away and save that and close it. Anyway, let's go for the full TCP. That's not done yet. Let's check it out here. We have port 80, port 135, port 445, and port 5000. Jetty is a web server, so I'm guessing port 50,000, not 5, is also going to be a web server. Okay. So we've got 4 ports. Let's create the nodes. So move that over. And the reason why I have external and internal enumeration is because once I'm inside, I will enumerate again. The enumeration is a cycle. Once you move to the next step, you usually have to gather information again. So that is why I have internal and external. Later down the line, if you are hacking against an Active Directory box, then there you will have multiple iterations of enumerations. That is why the node keeping this way is useful. Anyway, now we're still in external, so let's create nodes for each. We've got 4 ports. Let's go like this, call it nmap. Let me move my microphone a bit forward like this. And then we'll start with port 135 RPC. Paste that here. Take the ports, paste it there. MS RPC. Then the second port 445, that is SMB. Take that. Go nmap like this. Copy this there, and then call that Microsoft DS. What we now know is that we're dealing with a Microsoft machine. Microsoft Windows 7 to be precise. Oh, 7 to 10. Okay, so let's write that here. And move on to the next ports. 50,000. That is not done yet. And 80, also not done yet. Okay, so while things are running, we can still start the enumeration for the ports that are complete. So what I like to run, actually, let's close this and open another pane. That is correct, like that. And then run mpacket RPC dump on the port that we've set, and save this to RPC dump like this. That's going to take a second. Now let's clean that and call it RPC dump.txt. Remove the first one. There you go. Now the reason why I did that is, for those of you that haven't watched the first video, is that when I save output just like that into a file, often in the Sublime text there's a lot of ANSI escape characters and they're not very nice. And if I clean it, then it removes all of these. So let's take that and go RPC dump and paste that here. What information do we get from that output? A lot, but nothing useful, I don't think. These are the kind of things, I guess, as you become more advanced, you'll still read out something here. I'm not quite there yet. This is not very useful to me. Now, next ports. Let's go back to here and see if anything else is finished. Yes, okay. Port 50,000. Let's go like this, nmap, and paste that here. 50,000, go like this, and I believe HTTP, like I said before, so that is also a web server with Jetty 9.4. Now, okay, perfect. Let's go to port 80, copy, go here, nmap, paste that there, 80 HTTP. There you go. So we've got two port 80s HTTP, one port 135 MSRPC, one 445 SMB, and then a last 50,000 HTTP. With that being done, let's go through them one after the other, and we'll start with port 80. So let's open the notes and start with a curl. We'll take that and we'll paste it here as usual. Close that, collapse it, and then we'll open GoBuster, which has given some output. We'll paste that here. Nikto, which has also given some output, like so, like so. The nmap we've already got, and Jeeves. Let's take a screenshot of the screenshot, copy to clipboard, like so, and then what web. Web, like so. Okay, and then of course we're going to go navigate to their website. Port 8, like that. Port 80, and then we're going to navigate to the page like that on port 80. All right, Jeeves. Now the first thing we usually do is just type something into that. Help. Oh, okay. So let me just take a screenshot of this. Whatever that is, it's a big error message with a lot of information. I see some versions, Microsoft Nets. This is a screenshot, so I don't think it's very important, but let's paste it anyway. Let's open this and say, once we type something into the of an error, like so. I don't believe there's anything else on this website. We can press image, news, doesn't really give us anything else. So let's move on. Notes. So next is MSRPC. We've already done an RPC dump. So what we can do as well is RPC clients dash capital U, no user on the IP, like so, no passwords, cannot connect. Okay, so that obviously doesn't work either. I wasn't expecting it, but we're being thorough, so let's just try everything. RPC clients, like so. Let's move on to SMB. Okay, SMB. So what we do with SMB right off the cuff always is SMB -n for null session -l for list, and then we'll take the IP, paste it, and do // and access denied. Okay. We'll take a screenshot of that and make note of it. SMB clients, access denied. And with that, we've gone through each port and we've been denied of everything. So let's move on to port 50,000. 50,000, like so. Okay. We've got an error 404, but we've got Jetty.9.4 sorry about that again, .z snapshot. So here we've got a version, and that is already good enough. So with that version, we'll write that down. Let's write it like so. Okay, like so. But then also there's various scripts that AutoRecon has already run for us. So let's go through those first and then see what we have. So let's go GoBuster. No, sorry, curl. Paste that there. Collapse it. GoBuster, we got nothing. We got nothing, but we'll run it again. Usually I like to run my own GoBuster, well, FF to be precise, because I just like using it and I like being more thorough with it. And also the GoBuster from Auto Recon is just preliminary, let's just say. And I like to double check, because the tools are only as good as whoever's sitting behind them. And it's for you to double check on everything. That's a hacker mindset, isn't it? So let's move on to Nikto. Nikto, like so. Paste it there. What do we have? Jetty 9.4 appears to be outdated. Okay, let's move on from that for now. The nmap we have already got. Let's take the screenshot of this screenshot. Copy to clipboard. Screenshot like so. Paste it. And then what web tells us as well that we have Jetty. Okay, now first things first, let's go to that GoBuster again. So I like to run ff. Okay, so we go ff -u http the IP address that we have, port 50,000 fuzz, and then -w for the word list, opt sec list, yes, discovery, web content, directory, and then here we'll take the small one, and then we'll do IC to automatically filter out the wrong status codes. So for example, if there is a lot of folders that are status code 500, it will just filter them out. And then we'll do -s. No, -s is for cleaning it up, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to pipe this into T and save that output into results, scans, and then we'll go to port TCP. Okay, so see how I mix the two. I mix the Auto Recon commands with my own commands, so that they're also neatly organized like Auto Recon. And I will go to GoBuster, and then I'll change that to FF. There you go. That is working. Then before it starts annoying me, I'll also do Control R, because I never remember that command, and I'll just change the permissions for my root folder of this machine. So I'll go back one more, Jeeves. There you go. Just so that I can now manipulate every folder in here without having to do root all the time. Now, while that's running, what else can I do? Look at the outputs. Jetty. No, what else can I do is Google if there is any type of exploits for Jetty. My internet is quite slow. This is annoying. Maybe because there was a slash in there. Okay. The internet seems to be quite slow within my box, but that's okay for now. Okay, let's go check out the FF. And we have found a directory. This is very good. So what we'll do is we will go recursively into this directory that we found. So ask Jeeves and fuzz. Then we'll type dash recursion dash recursion depth 2. And we'll also call this f of recursive and run that. While that's running, we will also take more notes. Okay, so what have we done? We've run GoBuster. Let's go into our notes and let's go into the f of Did that not save the other one? Okay, we're just going to have to run that again because that did not save. This did not save for some reason. Oh, there you go. Now it's going to save, but this is it's a bit back and forth. But now, as you can see, we found a folder called Ask Jeeves, and we're now recursively directory brute forcing inside of that folder. Okay, so let's write that down. We found a directory called Jeeves, and we are now recursively brute forcing that folder. I will paste all of these outputs onto my notes in a second, but what I'll do first is I'll navigate to that page, Ask Jeeves, and which one did we find? Recursive 302, 200. Let's look for 200s. Builds, scripts, manage. Okay, let's just go into manage. Okay, so I've skipped ahead a bit. We have found Jenkins. Great. Let's take a screenshot of this. As so. And put that into our notes. Make another header. Jenkins. We have found another Jenkins. Okay, so what are we going to do first? We're going to browse Jenkins, go on Google, there you go, and see what we can do here. There's a login. Let's try admin. Okay, take a screenshot of that. Admin doesn't work. You'll be surprised, but a lot of these internal server management systems, content management systems, CMSs, use default credentials. So I'll just try them. But let's move on here and see what else we can do. We have people. So as we can confirm, there is a user called admin, so it wasn't even that stupid to try it. Build history. No, nothing. Manage Jenkins. Okay, so in Jenkins, usually what we can do is access the console, and let's go straight into that. And here, sorry, let's just try and run something. ID. And no, we cannot run ID because this is Java. Okay. Okay. Let's take screenshots like so. Paste that into my notes. Cannot input normal code into script console. Necessary Java. Okay. Now, type in an arbitrary Groovy script. It says, okay, what is Groovy script? Groovy script. Groovy script. Groovy script syntax. Let's just copy print hello and see what it says. Run hello. Okay, so with this we can confirm that we've got arbitrary commands injection, or remote code execution rather, on this machine, and we can execute any type of code. Now, does this talk to the server hosting this web server Jenkins? Most probably. So let's look for reverse shell. Okay, so let's just take note of this. With Groovy script, we can indeed execute commands. There you go. So let's look for reverse shell. Groovy scripts reverse shell. I'm sure I'll find something online, and of course fellow hackers have come to my aid. Let's try this. Let's go into my notes. Now, from this point on, we are no longer onto the enumeration phase, but we're already kind of exploiting. So what I'll do is I'll paste this into here. I'll say potential avenue for exploitation. And I'll paste that code there. And I'll say Groovy script reverse shell. Now, let's try and paste this here. We'll bring this to the sides. We'll bring this to the side. This we can stop, and this we can stop. Now, let's quickly cycle back and just be thorough and copy this into our notes on HTTP GoBuster there, and then recursive, and we'll paste this. I know it's long, but it's got to be done. There you go. And now let's execute an exploit. So what we're going to do, close this, clean this up, call this pane reverse shell, and listen on port 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make this smaller. What we're going to do is we're not going to run this against localhost. We're going to run it against our own IP, like so, and we're going to run it on port 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to run command exe, and the process, yes, it's a reverse shell. Okay, let's try and run this. Okay, okay, that was quick. We've got a reverse shell. Amazing. let's take a screenshot. Let's take a screenshot, put this into here. Bam. We have a reverse shell. Okay, so we've executed a reverse shell. We have now gained access onto the server. Now we'll do enumeration again. So let's go into internal, call a node initial foothold, and then say enumeration. Okay. So what do we do when we get onto a machine first? Okay, so we go into the directory of the users, because this is Windows. So let's say, who am I? Let me also open my notes. Like so. I cannot show you my notes yet. I will have to change them up a bit before I can make them public, because I'm not sure if I can share everything in there. But with that being said, let's just run who am I? Who am I? There you go. Let's clean this up. So who am I? Kozuke. Okay. Who am I? Priv. Who am I? Groups. So these are just commands that no matter what, once I get onto a Windows machine, I run those. Except if it's Active Directory and there's, let's say, a firewall or an antivirus that will detect. If you're trying to do stealth, then running who am I right away, in the real world at least, will not be good. So, but this is a CTF. I don't even know why I said that. But yeah. Anyway, so who am I groups? And I am part of the user group. And then I'll also run a quick system info. And this I will copy, go into my notes, overall information, and I'll paste that here. Not like so, but like so. Now we have a bit more information about our host. And let's go back into the commands. And should we take a screenshot? Yes, let's just take screenshots, because last time I said it's better to have a lot of screenshots and less text than the other way around. But now that I'm thinking about it, is that correct? I'm not sure. Let's just do both. So, screenshots, and I'll also copy and paste the actual command. There you go. Now let's get back to here. Close this, and then actually I believe I saw something interesting here. So we've got SE impersonate privilege. Immediately when I see this, I think juicy potato. So let's try that. Before I do that though, let's try and go get the flag. CD Kozuke. There, user.text. Okay, so here's the flag. I will not print this flag because you will have to do that. But here I would say flags, then user.text and root.text. Okay, so we have got 10 points. In the OSCP exam, this would be worth 10 points, initial compromise. But we're not done yet. So, what should we do now? Juicy potato. Okay, so I have a folder that's called useful, in which I have a lot of binaries that I can quickly send over to the vulnerable machines that I've got access to. So what I'll do is I'll do copy useful potato, and here I will, depending on the OS, 64, I will copy the 64 one onto this current directory. No, I'll go onto Privesk, because that is a juicy potato, that is a Privesk type of thing. Go into Privesk like so, juicy potato. I'll also remove the name and make it all lowercase, just so that it's easier for me. Then, how do you exploit juicy potato? SE impersonate privilege. You need a shell. But am I skipping something? Yes, I am. Okay, let's go back. Let's not do this right away. Let's first look through the folders. I always have to keep myself back. As soon as I see one thing, I go straight into it instead of taking a step back and staying rigorous and onto the methodology. So that is what I'm going to do now. So I have a few commands that I can quickly run to browse all of the files. So let me just open another pane, try and execute this again. Listen, 1, 2, 3, 5 this time. And here, change it. Maybe we can get another shell. Yes, okay, perfect. So inside of one shell, because this is going to take a minute, I'm going to do PowerShell -C and then this. And this will recursively look inside of all folders and look for any files, right? While that's running, I'll also go back. Okay, that's already done. That was quick. Didn't give me back anything. Let's go into documents. Right, did I go into contacts? I've not done this machine, so let me just bear with me for a second. Documents, we weren't here before. Bingo. Okay, so quick parentheses. When you are doing enumeration, there's something called password hunting. And now that I found something interesting, I actually remember where I have it in my notes. And that was quite stupid, because if I look now inside of my notes, credential hunting. No. So password attacks, and then inside my notes, cracking files, I have some commands that very quickly look for odd files, and it would have discovered one of these KDBX files, because I know that a KDBX file is a KeePass database. Now, I will make a video about password managers, because your passwords suck, and inside of that video I will also talk about KeePass, but we're not talking about that now. We're talking about KeePass inside of Hack the Box. So we have this key, how can we extract it from the machine? Let's do it using Netcat. Okay, so I'll do copy, useful, and then binaries, netcats, and I'll copy that here. Then I'll host the server, and I'll try doing certutil. Let's see if certutil is installed. Not installed. Not good. Let's try PowerShell. Okay. PowerShell.c, open parentheses, and then my IP on port 1234, and I'll take mcat.exe, out file, netcats -.exe. Will that work? Yes. Why is that not working? Bad request version. Okay, I need another. Can I do wget? PowerShell -c wget. I don't even know. Okay, that was not clever. Let's listen one more time and get our shell back. As you can see, I am also still learning. Okay, so let's go into C / users. There you go. And then let's go into public documents, because I like to go there to host files. And then we are trying to transfer files. So let me go into my notes. This one should work. You can tell I have a lot of fill-in notes where I just copy paste them so that I don't have to know all the commands. A lot of people actually do that. So let's try this one. Okay, so what I can do is change this to my IP and then add the port to 4, and then I'll put that into ncat.exe. Let's see if that works. That seems to work. Oh, that didn't look very nice. Okay, let's try that with the other one. Like that. ncat.exe. Why is that not working? Bad request version. Okay, let's try PowerShell, and then like this, out file, file path. I am looking at my notes. I hate transferring files onto Windows because every time there is something that doesn't work, and I just don't really like it. Public documents, and we'll call it ncat.exe. We are downloading. I didn't say what I'm downloading. ncat.exe, of course. Weird. Very, very weird. Let's try. Done that already. Maybe using a web client. Maybe using a web client will work. So PowerShell, C, like that. So all of these I've got from classes and courses that I've done in the past, and I've got them in my notes. And this is how you should do as well. You should save everything you learn and then be able to go back to it. Oh, that one worked. That one worked. Perfect. Okay, so let's take note of this. That in a command shell, commands.exe, it is best to use this. Initial foothold, enumeration. So let's say transferring netcat.exe, and then it will say best to use a web request. Okay, so we have now got Netcat onto the machine, right? Now that that's done, we can do some more transferring. This time I do know how to do it. So we'll do on the sending end, we'll do netcat.exe SW3, and then my IP 10.10.14.9, and then we'll do this one, and then here we'll do C users, and then it was okay. No, let's not do that from here because that's stupid. Let's copy. Let's go to there. Kozuki, that's the one. I forgot the name, and so documents. I was confused. Now we've got our netcat in this folder. We can do this, netcat.exe. And then we can do, let me copy that. Okay, so ls dir, there you go. And then we can do w3 10.10. Damn it. Okay, let's go back like this. Go into documents like this, and then do like this. Okay, and then 14.9 on ports, let's say 1337, because we're elite, and we'll input into that CEH KDBX. Okay, and here we'll do netcats, we'll listen on ports 1337, and here we'll output CEH.KDBX like so and like so, and that should now transfer. Bam. Okay, that worked. Let's take a screenshot of this with a bit of clumsiness. We can now say transferring KDBX like so. Yes, that's good. And then what is KDBX? So this is a KeePass file, okay? And so what we can do is run John the Ripper. So KeePass to John, and then CHKDBX. Let me just quickly look what it wants. KeePass to John H. So -K. Oh, okay, no. It just wants the output name. Okay, CEH.hash. Okay, so let's go down here, close that, and then output this into CEH.hash. Let's copy a cat CEH.hash and see if that worked. Okay, so let's put this into full screen like so. Do we need to clean up this hash? Yes, we do. So let's go into Sublime, close this, close this, close this, go into Privesc and take away this. I believe this is not a proper hash. Now it is. Okay. Then what we can do is go hashcat, help, and inside of help, we will now look for the module number of KeePass files. Okay, so KeePass, next, there, 13400. Okay, so we'll do hashcat. We'll take the hash. We will use user share word list rockq, and we'll output it into cracked.hash. Let's see if that goes. Oh, the module, of course. There you go. And that should work. So that usually can take a second. It's running, so that's already good. We've got no syntax error. Obviously, normally I would run this on my host machine, but I want to stay within the VirtualBox, and so I just run it with that, and it's good enough. As we can see, it's been cracked. So we've got crack.hash, and the password is moonshine. Okay, perfect. So what can we do now? We can open KeePass XC, and we can open an existing database, workspace, hack the box, boxes, Jeeves, Privesk, and then open that. And the password was moonshine1, I believe. Unlock. Bam. Okay, perfect. So we've got inputs. We've got access onto this KeePass. That's already great. Okay, so let's take notes of this. We used John, KeePass to John to crack the chkdbx file. Let's take the commands. Oh God. There you go. This one. There you go. Let's take this and paste it in here. And then we obviously cleaned up the, make sure to clean up the hash. So take away this and put it there. And then we ran hashcat. Like so. And we ran hashcat. So let's make a header of hashcat because that's pretty important. And we cracked it. So let's also take note of the cracked hash. Copy into the notes. There you go. Now let's take note of the loot. Here we can go cracked credentials and paste all of that. So let's go copy username, copy password. Okay, interesting. Then copy username, copy password, copy username. Passwords, copy username. I know it's a bit tedious, but that's what hacking is, isn't it? No password. Bob. and like so. Now, the reason why I said interesting is because this is an LM/NTLM hash, and I've done a lot of Active Directory, and as soon as I find a hash like this, I try pass the hash. So let's try that. Where did we just do all of that? We did all of that in enumeration. Let's do, yeah, that belongs to privilege escalation. Yeah, sure, okay. We're in privilege escalation. So, privilege escalation, we've got a hash, right? So let's try and use that and do pass the hash. So, pass the hash. Like so. Okay, so what we can run is inpacket. I love running inpacket for pass the hash. So let's do inpacket psexec user administrator, and then we want, no, first let's do netexec, crack map exec, to see if the hash even works, of course. So let's do netexec smb -u for administrator. Let's not forget the IP. Where do we have the IP? So overall information here. There you go. Here. -u, and then we'll do capital H for hash. Go into here, take the hash, and see if that works. That does not work. Let's try that one more time. And that works. Okay, so let's take a screenshot of this. So what we've now established is that this hash works for the Jeeves account administrator pawns. So now that gives us a green flag to connect to this machine as administrator. So paste the screenshot. We can connect as an administrator using the hash. Okay, so let's go and do that. Inpacket psexec administrator at the IP, I believe, and then dash, what is it again? Hashes, I believe, and then I'll take, yeah, that's the one, like this. It's doing something. That seems to work. We are taking way too long already for this box, but it is what it is. So let's take a screenshot of this. And paste it into our notes. And say, who am I? We are roots. Okay, so let's put this into a main screen. Let's go to C dash users dash administrator desktop, and there's no root file. Okay, but let's take a screenshot of this. We are root, but there is no root. But there is no root dot text. Okay. God, this box seems like it's never ending. We are all the way at the bottom of the screen, but I cannot clean it. That's very annoying for me. But what should we do? Let's type hm.text. The flag is elsewhere. Oh God. Look deeper. Is it hidden? Dir -r, I believe. -r. Dir -r like this. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we've got root.text embedded through a data stream inside of hm.text. Now I did learn how to look at how to cat this. Password hunting. Okay, let's try this more. And then what's the file called? hm.text and root.text. That should work. And it did. Okay, but I'm not supposed to show this flag. But as you can see, we are root and we have cracked Jeeves. This has been Jimmy. It's been a long one. It's been a clumsy one, but we rooted the box. So I'll see you guys in the next one.